provide like page, IA, and a presentation layer, such a way that we have to design our talent jobs for that. With regards to the talent, I have created like incremental load jobs, full load jobs, reconciliation, and purge mechanism. So once the data has been loaded, what we are doing is in our script itself, we have a archive process. So based on that, we are maintaining the data in some extent in our target data warehouse, like 3 months in stage and 1 year in IA and 5 years in presentation layer. And this was the thing. Apart from talent, I was involved in to write a code process as well in Oracle side to write down the list-oriented procedures, full load procedures. At the same time, doing the incremental like merge criteria, comparing the tables and pushing the data. So these all aspects. And we do have like talent big data where we are pushing the files over the Hadoop ecosystem, where we are using the CHDFS component to place the file to CHDFS component. At the same time, we have an external table, and from there we are loading into T-Hive DB component table. So this was the Hadoop process we are following actually. So when it comes to the governance side, we are following the Agile-based model, the project methodology, and we are following the Scrum. And the second project is like online application system. Basically, it is an insurance domain. So I worked on the resource model where we are extracting the data from the third-party insurer, and we'll take the data and we'll validate those policies. Based on that, we are generating the client-related paychecks actually. So for that, I have written the jobs for that. So most of the jobs are for the data loading as well, so ETL side, and at the same time an Oracle aspect as well. So this is about myself and during this project. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Okay, can you please explain me about the framework, talent framework, which you are using currently in your project?
Current framework on ETL aspect, how it is happening is any basis file. Sometimes we are retrieving the data from the tables as well. We have an audit mechanism. So first step is we will make entry on the audit process. So once it is done, then we are invoking the loading in the stage table. So it will do the loading on that. Once the data has been loaded, we will keep the audit table. So this X job has been loaded into the X table.
Uma,
and we will keep it here.
So this auditing, how are you populating the details into audit tables? So what are the components specifically you are using in Talend in order to do this audit data population into your database tables?
TDB Oracle input component basically we are using, at the same time TDB Oracle output component. So these two things we are doing it. And normally what we are doing is, earlier we are going with an Oracle input component. Now we have written a customized stored prop for that. So with the help of PSP component, we are following the stored procedure. That stored procedure
which component is that?
PSP, Talent Stored Procedure component.
Okay.
So that component, the stored procedures within Oracle, it will have the logic to insert the data, at the same time update the data into the audit table. So this stored procedure will call, it automatically will update the data based on the flagging mechanism.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you also have experience in Talend MDM?
Talend?
MDM, Master Data Management.
MDM, yeah. Earlier I have like MDM input component, output component, at the same time various level. But my starting career I used in MDM. When I use online application system, right?
Okay.
During that time, what is happened is they are maintaining a client and policy holder information. During that time, we use this one, but it's been a long time. I have to refresh all these things actually.
Okay, let me ask you a few technical questions related to Talend data integration part. Okay.
Okay.
Can you please explain me what is Joblet and what are the uses of it, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of creating Joblets?
One way, when it comes to Joblet, when the functionality we cannot achieve with a regular Talend component, then we can go for Joblet. we can create a function. Joblet basically what will happen is it is reusable. For example, if you have the same functionality, you can create a job. That job we can call it into the joblet actually. So from that joblet we can reusable those jobs and we can pass it to in other jobs as well. Let's take an example. We have a process of involving the work order. The work order process will remain same. So we have created a joblet, and that joblet we are using that one. The disadvantage of reusable this thing, what will happen is if we are not noticing like the functionality has been made, if the functionality has been changed, if we are not updating that joblet, that means the entire data will be populated in a wrong manner. So in that way, it will be a drawback.
Okay. Then what is subjob and what are the differences between this joblet and subjob?
Subjob is like for example, if you have two flows, okay, so in the same job, flow 1 and flow 2 is there. Based on one flow, if the job is success, then you want to trigger the other job or you want to pass some communication between these two flows, then we can use the subjobs. Okay, so based on that flagging mechanism, Y or N, we can trigger the other jobs actually. So in that way, it will be helpful. Basically, it will helpful to communicate between the two jobs based on the triggering mechanism. We can initiate the jobs actually.
Okay.
Subjobs.
What is the difference? Main difference between joblet and subjob?
Joblet is like a reusable one, reusable, and subjob is like passing the information between two jobs actually. It is not the reusable component.
Okay.
We can pass the information from like master job and child job. We can pass the information.
Okay. How do you pass the values of parent job to subjob?
There is multiple ways we can do that actually.
Okay.
One way is like we can keep updating the flag based on Y or N once it is invoked that one. So before that, in the main job itself, we can generate that data into your configuration or some temporary file type. We can read that file again. The second way, the second approach is within the job itself, once it is invoked to the child job, it will take those parameters with the help of context when we are doing at the job settings level. Those parameters we can pass it as a tool. Yeah, these two ways we can do that.
So is there a way to pass the values of parent parameters to joblet?
SS is there actually. There is specific component also it is available, but right now I'm not getting that component. We can do that actually.
So there is a way.
Yeah, it is. There is a separate way is there actually. We can do that actually.
Are you sure about it?
Sorry?
Are you very sure about it?
Yeah, I'm sure about it. We can pass the parameters from parent to child. Yes, I'm sure about it.
Okay. And how do you improve the performance of ETL jobs?
One is like, for example, if you are having like Tmap or join, when you are doing the lookup, so based on that column, we can create an index on the DB level. Your retrieval will be very fast. The second thing is like, based on your MMX and MMS parameters should be high when compared to it may not give any memory related errors to you. The third thing is like the queries which we are using, right, on the DB level or on any set of the job flow, we can fine tune it with the help of explain plan. Make sure that it will use a good plan from the database side, like a partitioning and the tables is having the partition. Make sure that it will take the pre-running. And one more thing, when we are using the data, we are sure that we won't use data into the other components of the job. We can rectify it based on the filter component so that we can eliminate the data process there itself. And for example, if you are having the same functionality, sometimes you are using the same table multiple times. We can see what is causing an issue. Like sometimes we have to rewrite it with the help of subquery factoring. And make sure that when we are using these tables, right, under the database level, the stat should be collected. Then it will give the efficient performance when our ETL process will look up or retrieve the data from those entities as well. And then sometimes what will happen is if we are receiving huge volume of the files actually, split those files into multiple chunks like the split parameter in the unit, and we can reprocess that file into like based on the 2 ways or 3 ways. That is also one of the way on that. There are multiple ways to efficiently handle the jobs. One way to look into the log and see which step is causing an issue while reading the data or loading the data. Then we can take a efficient mechanism of that. So most of the time when we are loading the data, make sure that the dependency objects like constraints and indexes should be disabled. Once the data has been loaded, we can enable that part. And sometimes when use data is correct, then we can go for C-bulk component like in the itself, we can utilize it as execute. And we can use the parallel component as well to efficiently use this job to run in a parallel mode. Sometimes we can go for multi-threading. So sometimes the query side, which we are running in the Talend level, it may take time. So what I understand from my previous experience is those queries, they need to run the stat collection on those job site. We can rerun the stat collection, then we can initiate the job again, it will run and take efficiently it will run. Yeah.
Okay, good, very good.
Yeah.
And how do you do the transformations in ETL job?
Transformation for?
No, what are the major components which you use to do the transformations, data transformations in Talend?
Data transformation depends on the requirement, but most of our expression logic are multiple routing and filter and joining. Most of the thing what will happen is it will be available in the TMAP itself.
Okay.
So apart from TMAP, like T filter, T unit row, and unlike T parallel, and for example, if you want to sort T sort XML row,
okay.
like many T
I have one
is
question,
available.
Uma.
Yeah.
See, you are using TMAP component to do some transformations, okay? But
Correct.
that TMAP component is causing your ETL job very, very poor performance. It is giving you very poor
Correct.
performance. So in that case,
Correct.
how do you avoid using TMAP component? What are the alternate things that you have in the market in this Talend ETL tool to replace that TMAP?
Recently the same thing has happened to me as well. So what I did was we are taking that data and putting into the target. We are making a join and at the same time we are using the filter as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I used instead of TMAP, I used the T-join component, effectively join those tables, and then based on the input of the data,
but
use the
Uma,
go ahead.
Using T join component.
Yeah.
So do you think we can perform all the join operations using T-join?
No, only T-join only. Apart from that, no actually.
Okay, when there is a requirement to do the inner join or left join, how would you handle it? So you have to go for TMAP component, or do you have any other alternate solution for you? Because with T-join component you cannot do that.
Exactly, you are right. There is an alternative way to implement that one as well, because what we can do is same functionality we can achieve it with the help of we can write a SQL query in the database level. If it is a DB, then we can call it into the theoretical row component. Then we can push it. That's one way. Second way is we can take those two data, we can unite the component based on the information which we want to take. We can use the T filter component and make sure that when we are combining those two files, this is the record we don't want. For example, if you are doing a left outer join, what will happen is one set of the rows will completely come, other set of the rows, if it is not matching, it will come null rows. You can keep that null criteria onto the T filter rows and we'll take that concept. But if you see, when we are combining these two, it may take performance bottlenecks as well. But we have to check, and according to that, we have to apply the filter criteria.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the joins can we perform using TMAP component?
We can perform like unique join, inner join, and left outer join. Even if we want to perform right outer join also, we can do that. We can just reverse case the table and we can see that one. If we want to pull outer join, then we can make it two closed with the help of two unite components. What we'll do is one is like the left and the other reversing the pull. It may become the right. When we unite, it will become the pull outer join.
Okay. And how do you capture the rejected records by inner join? Let's say you are performing inner join operations using this tmap component. So in inner join, you only get the common records between those two tables, okay? But
Correct.
Whatever the rejected records are there, how can you catch those things?
The rejected records we can capture it because we are also doing it. We are pushing into the debug file actually.
Okay.
The component which it is giving, right, when we make a if condition, those records will come to us as a not null record. And the null record we can generate as a rejected record.
How do you give that if condition in tmap component?
In the expression editor we have to give actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you handle the incremental loads? Because I remember something you have mentioned like you are handling it right in your current project.
Yes, incremental rows, there is two ways we are doing it. Because sometimes what will happen is when the data will come right, in the state table as is we are loading the data based on the timestamp. Once we have the data, some tables what will happen is it may have like more columns based on the ID. What we'll do is we are comparing those records. If the ID is matched, then we are treating as an update record. If the ID is doesn't match, we are inserting that record. Those what we are handling within our Oracle DB itself, and we are following those Oracle procedures with the help of PLSQL&Talend component.
Okay.
And one way is like
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. And the other question is, can you please explain me the SCDs which are available? And how can you perform SCDs in Talend?
Yeah. So in the Talend what we can do is there is a component of PACD two components which we can choose. Then what will happen is it will ask for when you go to the property key column, non-key column. Key column is our ID, non-key column is basically system, you can assume like that. And then it will go for the flag, yes or no, and then start date, that means our effective date and end date. Once we configure this one, what will happen is, if the record is matched based on the ID column, that means if the record is not available, this is the insert key. If the record is matched and the second column is doesn't match, that means there is an update key. When the record is doesn't match with respect to the source, it will be deleted. So according to that, it will load the data for an insert record, 1 row, for update record, 2 rows, for deleted record, 1 row. So based on that, our start date and end date will update it accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, I don't want you to use that particular component, SCD2 component. In that case, how would you handle it?
If we don't want to use, then the simplest way is like the DB is any relational DB like SQL Server or Oracle or MySQL or Quinton, then we can write a stored proc for that based on our state table and target table. Then we can keep a join for between these two tables, writing a pull-out join between these two things, and then we can handle it, insert, update, delete accordingly.
But can't we use a merge statement there?
Sorry?
Merge statement.
We can use a merge statement. Before merge, we have to write select based on these two tables. That select we can call it into merge. Then we can write it as a when match it then insert, when not match it then update. We can keep it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are the different connections available in Talend?
The connections like based on the DB, like at the Hadoop level it is available, for Hive connection, for database available, for Mongo available, for Oracle available, for SQL Server available. From connecting the different servers like different host systems like SST2, there are FTP connections are available. Like there are many actually, more than 50 plus connections are available in the Talend itself.
Okay, what is link?
Sorry?
Link. What is link in Talend?
Link is connecting between two flows, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what are the triggering connections that you have in Talend?
Triggering connections, there are many available based on the what we can say, like our T loop and run it. All these things are like triggering components.
Okay. So what is the difference between on subjob okay and on component okay?
On components, so both will use in the talent flows only. So what will happen is when we are connecting between two components, like one component to other component, we want to process the information. Then it will go for T component okay. If it is success, then we will pass that information according to that. On subjob okay, as we discussed earlier discussion, what will happen is between two job flows, one job flow to other job flow. If we want to process the information, then it will go for T subjob okay. So based on that, what will happen is it will go the data from from parent to the data. For example, if you want to pass the information if the first row is succeeded, then make the Y as a trigger. Then in the on subjob okay, it will trigger the Y, and based on that, the tail flow will process.
Okay, let me tell you something. So when you have subjob, whatever the explanation you have given, that is okay, valid. But in I have a job, okay. In that job, there is no subjob. I have only 3-4 components, okay. Two components. In 2 components, I am giving on component okay, but for 1 component alone, I am giving on subjob okay. Okay. So what would be the difference?
No, component okay, it will work fine. On subjob okay, let's take for example, it is not, we are not giving between two flows, right? We are giving only the component to component. Correct? Component to component, on component okay will work as is. But on subjob okay, I am not sure because we are giving into the two components between. It may or may not work actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you have subjob in your parent job.
Okay.
So don't you think that subjob also considered as a component for that parent job?
Yes, it is component only.
So it just consider it as a component, right?
Exactly.
So in that case, it should accept both on component okay and on subjob okay. Either one of them it should accept, right?
Correct.
So
right.
now,
Right, yeah.
first time you are giving on component okay for your subjob, and second time you are giving on subjob okay. And when you run and see, what would be the main difference between these two? Have you ever tried this before?
No, I haven't tried, but I will try. I will make a note and I will try. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, and what is the use of this T-die component?
T-die component, like for example, when the job need to abandon, right? In that time, what will happen is we can keep a T-die component. It will abandon that job and it will throw that error to us.
Okay. Coming to Tmap component again, what are the advantages? What are the things that you can perform using this Tmap component?
Tmap, like advantages is like we can do the expression kind of stuff efficiently, and filtering and joining at the same time routing to multiple targets actually. So these things we can do it efficiently.
Okay. How do you filter the data using Tmap?
In the expression editor itself, there is a component filter is available in the Tmap. With the help of Tmap, we can filter the data.
Okay. Can you differentiate this T-join and T-map component?
T-join, like for example, it can handle, basically what will happen is in the equi-join only. For example, if you have a scenario to support, for example, a left-outer join or inner join, it will support only one join only. Other join, left-outer join, it cannot perform actually. At the same time, filter also, the T-join cannot perform, but Tmap itself, it will have that mechanism. And the output links, right, when comes to tmap, we can keep multiple actually. But here what we can do is only we can keep two. One is main, other is rejected.
Okay. Okay. And what is repository in Talend?
Repository like metadata of the metadata. For example, we have a DB object. If we are using multiple times in a flow or different flow, then what we can do is we can create a repository component for that, and we can reuse it in the other job cycle. Same like for the file and the
Okay.
table.
How many types are there?
How many?
Types of repositories are there?
How many types? One is at job level, other is at repository. That means it will be available throughout our job cycle.
Okay.
So I can say that two types.
Okay. Okay.
Both
What are the
at,
different
separate types.
schemas that we have in Talend?
Sorry?
Schemas, different schemas which we have in Talend.
Schemas like one is like built-in schema is available. That is for like the job itself it will be available. So anyone will have the privilege, they can change that one. Other is like the repository. When we click that repository, automatically it will pop up for whichever the table we are using, it will come there actually.
Okay. And what is the use of these project references?
Project references.
Yes, we have something called project
We
references
can,
at the
project
bottom.
we can create it. For example, if I am working for UKPN, I will create a project. Under that, I can work on that. And we can create a reference for that. And based on that, what we can do is we can refer those objects actually. That way we are doing it, but other way I'm not sure actually.
Okay. And do you know what is CTE?
CD?
E.
CDE.
Yes.
Capture data change you are talking about, or capture data?
No,
What is
CTE.
the CDC, right?
Yes.
Yeah, TCDC component is available, but I haven't used that one, but I know the functionalities and I use in my first project actually. If any data changes happen right on the source system.
Okay. Do you know this CTE in SQL? Common table expression.
Common table extraction.
Expression.
Extraction I am aware of. I'm aware of it because we are extracting the data from the different tables. CTE create table, right? That means create table as select you are talking about.
Okay. Okay. Keep it beside. Let me ask you something. Which version you are using currently? Talend which version?
Current version we are using 7 actually.
7 dot?
7.1, 1.2.
7.1.2.
7.1.02 or exact after the version I'm not available.
7.1. Okay.
7.
Earlier before the 7.1, which one you used?
I use 6 version actually.
6.3 is it?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the differences between these two? What are the enhancements Talend has brought in this 7.1? Any idea?
No, actually, exactly what will happen from the developer aspect, I see the same functionality. Might be at the architecture level there is a difference, but as of now I'm not aware.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
Okay, no problem, no problem. And do you also do the admin related activities?
Admin, no, only development only I am doing.
Okay, and do you have any knowledge on Talend Administration Center? TAC?
As of now, no, actually.
Oh, you don't use TAC in your project, or somebody else is doing that part?
Somebody else is doing. Our job is to upload our scripts into the repository.
Okay, which repository you are using in your project? Is that Nexus or Git?
Actually.
Git.
Git, yeah.
Okay, so you just publish the code to Git, and from there, who will take care of that?
Yeah. There is a special infra team is available. They will take that code. So once we assign our Jira ticket, what they will do is from there they are pushing to the higher end.
Okay, and how do you maintain the versioning in Git?
Versioning by, for example, if we have the If I'm changing the latest file, for example, when I'm right click that one, and I'm saving to my local, that means when I'm saving and enhancing that code, again when I'm check out that one, automatically it will maintain the other version and we have to provide a description.
Okay, so you directly publish the job from Studio to Git?
Yes.
Okay. So don't you use Nexus in your project?
No, actually it is configured to our repository directly to Git.
Okay. Okay. And so what do you think about this Talend? So do you think it is very slow?
So as of now, I feel like external data pool and external sources, it is good actually. But within DB or internal process, we can write a DB related procedure instead of using the many components in the application level. Because what will happen is, we'll go to application, from their application, again it will do some transformations and again it will come into the DB and instead of that, if we can write DB to DB, it will be very fast.
Okay. Do you also know Java coding?
Java, I'm not aware, but I understand.
Okay, but let's say, for example, there is no functionality available in Talend which you required. Okay, in that case, how do you do? How do you manage it?
Routines is there, right? What we can do with the help of Java, we can write that one.
Okay.
And recently also the same requirement will come. Then I approached the Java guy.
What are the components you use to write this Java code?
Components only T-routine, T-Java, T-Java Flex, T-Java Row will be available.
Okay.
But most of the functionality we can amend it.
Between all these three?
Yes, I can say the differences. So these are like custom Java code. When we have the custom Java code, these three components can be used. When it comes to the flow, right, what will happen is T-Java row only will come into the input row, others will not come. At the same time, we can use it, let's take an example, we have a different subjob. Then what will happen is we can use it Java and Java Flex, but not the Java row. So what will happen is when we have the parts of the code, right, we can efficiently use these codes actually. And we want to propagate the data automatically, then it may not possible for Java and Java row, it is possible for Java Flex.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this T-row generator is what it does exactly?
T-row?
Generator.
T-row generator. So T-row generator basically will generate the numbers actually. For example, if you want to generate a few sample records or rows, it will generate it.
Okay. Okay. TAC, you don't have any experience. Okay. Data integration part is okay. What are the other skills? Do you also know SQL, PLSQL?
SQL I'm comfortable. SQL and few parts of PLSQL and Unix as well.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going through your CV. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, coming to this big data concept. So can you explain me the different levels which you have in your project? So I remember something you were telling me, like from HDFS you are loading the data into Hive.
Yes. So what we are doing
is that the only flow, or do you have any other flow? I also remember something like, you told like those data is used for business intelligence purpose. So for BI, in order to generate the dashboard reports, which is the tool which you are using?
We are using as of now SAP product business object.
Okay,
for reporting, and our one data warehouse, what will happen is the flow will like this when you see on the big data aspect. So we are pushing the file from upstream to our system using FTP process, CFTP component, and from there in the HDFS ecosystem only HDFS commands will use. So in that, in PA created script command will place the file into your directory. That means into your external table. In the Hive, what will happen is we no need to load the data for external table. So basically, if you place the file, automatically data will be available. And from there, with the help of P Hive DB input component, we can take that data. We will do the lookup based on the other tables. And then based on that, what will happen is we will deriving the data into other tables with the help of the Hive DB input and output component. Once it is done, what we are doing is we are sending this data to other analytical engine as well. From there, we are taking this data and pushing into the PostgreSQL and few of the areas. And few of the areas, what we are doing is again, this was the flow we are doing it currently. And second is like the business object which I mentioned. It is there on top of it and Oracle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your current project is Agile, right? The methodology which you are using is Agile methodology.
Yes, Agile.
So you also have Scrum meetings?
Yes, we have the
So
Scrum
sprint,
meeting
can
on
you
daily
explain me
basis.
about sprint a little bit?
A sprint is like it will happen in a 2 week span of time. So they will decide like the product owner and Scrum Master, the task allocation side. We will join that meeting. Whichever the task is feasible to us, they will assign the task. And according to that, we have to write a user acceptance criteria. In that sprint, we will create a user story, like multiple user stories for one task. And then we will write a acceptance criteria. According to that, the task will be allocated for 2 weeks, and it consists of the developing and pushing to our QA. So based on that, the QA will be assigned. After that, the QA will take it forward. They will do the test, and then from there, what will happen is we have a change management process, and from there, once QA is done, it will move the code to our product. This entire process will be discussed during your sprint review process, review planning meeting. So once it is done, we will have the retrospective as well. What went well, what not went well, according to the field feasibility.
Okay.
Yeah. So daily basis, we will have a call 15 minutes, and we will discuss about the task progress, and according to that.
Okay, fine. And coming to this big data, so Hive, HDFS, and what else are there in your project? Are you also using HBase, Kafka, Impala, Cloudera?
Impala we are using. Cloudera is the Cloudera we have the archive. Hive archive.
Okay. So where are you working currently? CGI,
Yes.
Bangalore.
Yes.
So how long have you been with them?
I have been almost more than 5 years.
More than 5 years with the same company. So is this your first company?
Yes, it is my first.
Okay. And may I know your current location?
Current location is Bangalore.
Okay. Preferred location?
And wise south and for me.
Okay, that is good. That is good. So you are open for any location in India, Chennai, Hyderabad, or Bangalore.
Yeah. And South India is fine for me.
Okay. What is your current CTC and expected CTC? Okay. Okay. And coming to your notice period? Negotiable, right? That can be negotiable. Okay. Are you basically from which part of India?
I'm basically from Hyderabad.
Okay.
Personally, I settled in
Okay.
as well, and from directly joined.
You have done your masters in UK, or you went through company for your on-site opportunity?
No. I done my project in
Okay.
That project actually I have done the interim in the CGI itself. From there I onboarded into onshore, offshore.
Okay. So you are a permanent staff for CGI, right?
Yes.
Okay. 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 Uma, I am happy with your performance. I am actually going to, share my feedback with HR buddy. Okay. The HR buddy will let you know whether you will have to attend client round or directly can be taken into the company. Those formalities, everything will be discussed by HR. Okay. Who is your HR?
And HR name I didn't remember.
Okay.
I have the email. I will get that.
Okay. I will share my feedback with her. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can ask me. See, the project actually, we have multiple projects. It is not like one project. For talent requirement, we have 3 different clients. So we will not know under which company you will be working. Why? Because after this round, I believe there will be another client round. Okay, if you clear the client round for that particular client, we will be assigning you. Okay.
Okay.
So it actually depends. Yeah, multiple projects are there. If it is one particular project, I can actually explain you about that, but there are multiple.
Yes, got it. I got it.
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Any other question?
I am fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, bye bye. Thank you.